Down Syndrome St. Martin and Caribbean Foundation held informative session. Talim employees celebrated Jubilee years in service, but first, police gave business safety awareness presentation. And these are the headlines for Monday, December 1st, 2014. I'm Sharon Freiberg for AVS News, and now for the details. On Friday, November 28th, the police department, in partnership with Nagico Insurances, gave Henderson Insurances an extensive safety awareness presentation. It is a presentation for any type of business to better prepare its management and staff on how to handle and effectively deal with any crisis if and when it occurs. The managing director, Neil Henderson, and staff of Henderson Insurances were quite impressed with this very informative presentation and thanked the police department and Nagico Insurances for their effort to bring this message across to all businesses. Down Syndrome St. Martin and Caribbean Foundation held an informative evening last Friday at the Sister Basilia Center in St. John's Estate. The purpose of the event was to bring the awareness of Down syndrome in the community. Guest speakers were the representative of Ministry of Health, Dr. Josine Van Wyk, former Justice Minister Roland Duncan, businessman Eric Flan, the board of the White and Yellow Cross Foundation, invited guests, parents, and well-wishers. In her opening remarks, Dr. Josine Van Wyk stated that the medical professionals will have to work together to make the best possible support available.
When you hear that your child has Down syndrome, you always have in your mind, oh, okay, so now what? And a lot is possible, because you saw the videos of the United States, and I know in the Netherlands there's also a TV program where they show 3 young girls with Down syndrome, what they do, what kind of activities, what kind of friends they have, how they live, how independent they are, with a little bit of help every now and then, but you see their spirit and what they do. So it's very important also for St. Martin to start showing, because when I came to this meeting, I told someone where I was going, and they asked me, oh, do we have a person living with Down syndrome on the island? I said, yes, of course. But she said, why don't we ever see them? We don't see them. We don't see them in the schools. We don't see them out on the streets. We don't see them. So go out, be seen, because it's very important. Everyone is different, but we all have to live together, help each other, and live the best life we can possibly live. So also, you already told about the medical part, and I think it's also important, as a medical professional, that we share the experiences as medical professionals, to have the regular checkups, coordinate between the different specialists, because you go to a physical therapist there, you go to a speech therapist there, then you go to the pediatrician, and then you might go to an eye specialist. We all have to work together to make the best possible support available.
In her address, the foundation president, Mireya Tarinha Maria, stated that the community and the relevant stakeholders should play a role in supporting families with Down syndrome.
You will be hearing from us, but we want you to work along with us, not only hearing, but really doing, because as you have heard, as you have seen, it is necessary, and the time is right. Work together with other organizations, work together with our government to do the things that's needed for our children. We just cannot sit and wait for it to happen. It hasn't happened before, so it will happen now. We just have to do what we need to do by upgrading ourselves. On the island there are many persons that can help us out. If not, go offshore, but always look first in our own island. A big role that we're playing is to get the professional help here by us to pass it on. And when I say to pass it on, even if we have to go, I I keep saying it, under the tree, under the kinnick tree, on the rock, to sit and to meet the other parents, because many times when you have a lecture as this, the people that really need it, you're not seeing them, they're not here for whatever reason, but we have to go to them, and hopefully in the future we can get them to come out also. That shouldn't stop them from getting the information they need for the children, and of course to bring them out. Lots of parents have to learn that certain things happen. It's not their fault. Bring out love for your children. Don't hide them. Early stimulation. Don't think they are sick. And a couple of people say, no, leave them. They are sick. No, that is wrong. Early stimulation, activation, because any minute lost is a minute that you cannot regain again. We're going to be looking out to the bigger countries because the wheel has already been founded, so we don't have to find out the wheel again. We just have to adapt everything that's happening out there to for our island, for our society. And as I said, we need to help our loved ones to be able to live in this society. We're not going to help them to live in another society because this is their home, and this is where we want to be. This is where we choose to be with our families.
Up next, Telemann police celebrated Jubilee years in service. We'll have that story when we return. Be sure to stay with us. Informative session last Friday, parent Louisa Chance and businessman Eric Vlon shared some of their experiences having a child or family member with Down syndrome.
I'm a parent, as you can see, of Down syndrome kid. I have 3 kids in total. Lucius is the middle one. My pregnancy was normal at the time when we were seeing the doctor. And when he was born, there was still no confirmation to us he was still normal. It was only when we visited Dr. Fringa, when he looked at him and said, I'm not sure, but I think he's down. But we're going to do some tests, and in the meantime, the tests were done, and to us, he was still the same. Everything, as any other parent, they see their child, and their child is perfect for them. When we got the news by Dr. Fringa, it was very shocking. It was really sad at the time. Just like any other parent, I got home and I broke down crying. But my husband was there to support me, and he did all the research that had to be done. And he said to me, it's going to be okay. We just have to let things fall into place and let's see what happens. And I must say, it has been 4 years that we've been learning all about him. And he's a happy little boy. He's hardly sad or upset or angry. He's playful, and you can be in the worst moments of your day, but he'll come to you and hug you. I used to run a store, and he would run to every customer to try and help them, and he would hug them and say bye. Lately, he's starting to say a lot more words. We go to speech therapy. He's going to the Montessori school. I sacrifice myself. I have to travel every day, 2 days for 2 hours, and the rest days 1 hour. But it's all for his best interest.
By the way, I'm very excited about what I'm hearing here tonight. Very inspired by what's taking place. I congratulate you. This is very good. Very good. Chance has been celebrated in our family. We didn't look at. I didn't grow up with any kind of feeling from within the family unit that there was something wrong. It just didn't exist. Of course, I'm the 6th one down, and he's number 2. My parents had 8 children together, so it was a big family. The first time that I met Chas, I was probably 4 or 5 years old, because my parents had sent him away to special schooling in Holland. I think Ed Peterson was very instrumental at that time and took him to Holland, to this school, to help his potential and development. And so my parents tried to do what they could at the time. This goes way back. And it came time that he wasn't doing so well. He was missing home, missing his family, so they decided to bring him back. And so that's when they would, I would hear about Chas, but never knew him. So imagine going to the airport to meet a brother that you never knew, and he was 16 years old when I met him for the first time. And then we began to hang out in the neighborhoods, and we'll take walk and throw rocks at animals together and stuff like that. So, but growing up together with Chas, he brought something special to our home. And he's very much appreciated in our family. Everyone loves him. He loves everyone. My parents, we had different businesses, and they put him to work in one of the companies, which was Creek Lumber at the time, and sold furniture and home appliances, things like that. So he learned, he assisted and learned, and people helped him in the company to put together furniture, unpack it, stuff like that, put it on display. So he was very, very good at it. And this is where he became socially integrated in the community of St. Martin. Many people know him. If you take Chas out, people know him. People remember him. He remembers them. And he had a lot of friends. Chas has more friends than I do.
And Telem Group management and staff celebrated the contributions of its longest-serving employees during a moving Jubilee anniversary event at Captain Oliver's in Oyster Bay last Thursday. The veteran workers clocked in a massive 280 years of combined service, having reached milestones of 25 years, 30 years, 35 years, and even 40 years in service. Each Jubilee celebrant was presented with a gift on behalf of the company, along with some encouraging words from Telem Group managers and directors, including Chief Financial Officer Helma Etnell and Chief Technical Officer Elder Luisa. And let's turn now to our weather forecast. The strong Atlantic high-pressure ridge will push patches of low-level moisture associated with remnants of a frontal boundary across the local area. Consequently, occasional cloudiness with possible passing showers is expected during this forecast period. Additionally, slight to moderate sea conditions can be expected for the next several days. And this is our 3-day forecast and the traffic situation outside the Yogesh building. Up next, Dean Bad News Burrell is part of the boxing card event. We'll have that story when we come back. Bobby Otley of Bose Promotions disclosed in an invited comment with AVS News last week that Dean Bad News Burrell, twin boxer from Jamaica, will be part of the boxing card event This Is War, to be held on Saturday, December 6th at the L.B. Scott Sports Auditorium.
Dean Bad News Burrell, that's the other half of the twin brothers. Dean has a record of 9 wins, 1 loss. Dean will be up against the ever-dangerous Willie Murillo from the Dominican Republic. Now, for those who were out there the last time in March when it was Explosion in Paradise, that time under Bose Promotion, where Willie Murillo fought against Scotty Bang Bang. That's the heavier twin. He put on a very good performance. People were asking for him to fight back, to see him fight again also, and especially against one of the Jamaicans.
And this has been the newscast for Monday, December 1st, 2014. I'm Sharon Freiberg. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you back here again tomorrow.